Okay guys, so now we're going to create our About Us page. So we'll come up here to the top and we'll click About. And we'll come up to Edit Page and we'll click Edit with UX Builder. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a header image. So we'll come up here and we'll click the plus icon. And we'll type banner in the search box. Click banner. And we're just going to use the blank simple banner. So we'll come down here and we'll click apply. And next we'll add our background image. So we'll click select media, upload files, select files, and we'll navigate to the Flotsam course folder. We'll click the about page folder, images, and the image we are going to use is this one right here. So we'll click open. And we'll click use this image. There we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the size of the image. So we'll click 16 by 9. And we're just going to click and drag this to the left or drag it down until it's at 47%. There we go. Next we're going to take this circle. I'm going to drag it down all the way to the bottom so we can see more of her. Perfect. We're going to change the size to original. And we're going to add an overlay color. So we'll click here. And I actually have the color ready. So I'm going to go back to my website folder. It's in text files. Here it is. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go ahead and paste that right in there. There we go. Beautiful. So I'll click choose. And we're going to change the parallax to 5. There we go. That's good. And that'll give us a cool parallax effect. You can kind of see it already when I scroll down. So go ahead and we'll click apply. And we'll go up and we'll click twice on the text box. Oops. We'll open the text box and we'll click twice on text. We'll open the text editor. And we're going to change this here to say our story. All in capital letters. You could also have it say about us if you wanted to. But I want to make it a little bit different. I'm going to highlight that and we're going to change this to a heading 1. And we're going to change the size to 150%. Make it nice and big. There we go. We're going to go ahead and delete this lorem ipsum. And we'll backspace to the end of our story. And we'll click OK. Click apply. Update. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add our About Us page content, and we're going to use a Flotsam Studio template. So we'll click Add Elements. We'll click Flotsam Studio. Come down here and we'll click About. And they've designed some beautiful About Us page templates. I mean, some of these are, they're all really well done. One we're going to use is this one right here. So we'll preview it. I like how that's designed. That looks really nice and clean. So close that and click import. And we'll click start. All right, perfect. So now what we'll do is we'll change the images and the text. So we'll come over here and I'm gonna go ahead and close the banner here. And I'll close all these just so it's not so confusing. So this is the first row here. So we'll double click on that. And I'm gonna change this to, actually this looks good. Everything, all the settings are good here. So we're good here. So we'll click the first column, open that, and we'll double click on banner. And we're going to change our image here. So we'll click change media, upload files, select files, and the picture we're going to use is this one. And once your image uploads, you'll click use this image. We have a nice old guy sewing. That's where it all started. So we're going to come back here and we'll change this to original. And everything else is good. So we'll go back and we're going to open banner. Oops. We're going to go to the second column. Sorry. Open banner here. And we'll click open the text box and we'll double click on text. Open the text editor. We're going to highlight this and we're going to change this to say how it all started. Okay, so that looks good. And we're going to make this lorem ipsum larger. You can see it's really hard to see, it's really small. So we're going to highlight that. We're going to change the font size to 150%. There we go. Makes it larger, looks it's a lot easier to read. And obviously you would change this and put in your story of how your e-commerce store all started, your humble beginnings. So we'll click OK. Click Apply. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this button. One thing you could do if you wanted to, you could just make this like a short excerpt, and you could link this where it says read more to a blog post with a more in-depth article about how your e-commerce store was started. But I'm just going to go ahead and delete the button. And I think that looks good. So I'll update that. And we're just going to continue this process for each of these. So I'll scroll down here. I'll close this row. Close the banner here. And I'm going to go to the next column. This is kind of, I hate when it does that, but it is what it is. And this time the text is on this side. So we'll open the text box here. We'll double click on text. Open the text editor. And we're going to change this to say, our promise to you. And again, we'll go ahead and highlight this. Change the size to 150%. Click OK. Click Apply. And this time we'll go and double click the banner here. Oops. Oh, I keep doing that. This is the one over here. Double click this one. Click Change Media. Upload files. Select files. And this time we're going to choose this woman here. Click Open. Click Use this image. And we're just going to change the image size to original. Perfect. We'll click Apply. Actually, I want to go back and I'm going to get rid of this button as well. So I'll double click where it says button. And we'll go back here to the first column. Open the banner, open the text box. And I'm just going to delete this button as well. There we go. Click Update. And we'll go down to the last section here. Open this column. We'll double click on banner. And we'll change this image. Upload files. Select files. And this time we're going to use this store image here. Click Open. And we'll click Use this image. And we'll change the size to original. And we'll go back here and we'll just double click on the text. We'll change this to a better shopping experience. Now, you can see that it's 2 lines here. So let's go ahead and we'll make this large just like the others. There we go. We'll click OK. Click Apply. And we're going to change the text of the button this time. I'm going to have it say, Get Started Now. Actually, we'll just keep it Get Started. That looks good. We'll keep this the same. We're going to change the size though to extra large. There we go. And you could change the radius, the depth. You could add a shadow underneath if you want. I'm not going to. Everything else is good. So I'll click apply. Update. And let's go ahead and see what that looks like on the front end. So you see we have our beautiful parallax display for our header image. That looks nice. Our title moves independently of the background. And then we have our nice template from the Flatsome Studio, how it all started, our humble beginnings, our promise to you, which is could be your mission statement of your store, and a better shopping experience. And then this button, we would obviously link to our product page, our product catalog page. And then we have our footer, of course. So that looks good. I like how it's coming along. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to create the contact page. Okay guys, so to create our contact page, we can come up here to the top. I'm going to click contact. And we'll come up to edit page and we'll click edit with UX Builder. Now if we wanted to, we could go to add elements and we could go to Flatsome Studio, and they have some beautiful contact pages, page templates to choose from. You could choose any of these. You could preview one. That's pretty nice. They have this one here. It's really cool. It has the social profiles and then the form. But I'm going to show you guys how to create a contact page from scratch. So we're going to go ahead and close Flatsome Studio. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a banner. So we'll click banner. And again, we're going to add the blank simple banner. So we'll come down, we'll click apply. First, we're going to change the size of the banner to 20%. So I'm going to go to 16 by 9, click, and I'm just going to drag down as I hold the mouse button until it gets to 20%. There we go. Next, we're going to add our background image, so we'll click select media, upload files, select files, and we're going to go to the contact page folder, images, and this is the image we're going to choose. And once your image loads, click use this image. And next what we need to do is we need to grab this circle and just hold and drag it down. And I want to drag it not quite all the way to the bottom because I want to be able to see the entire bus here. That looks good right there. And we're going to change the size to original. And there we go. Now we're going to click apply. We're going to open the text box. I'm going to double click on text. Open the text editor. I'm going to get rid of this lorem ipsum. So delete. And we're going to change this to say contact us. And we're going to change the size. We're going to change the heading to H1. Make it nice and big. And we're going to change the size to 85%. There we go. Click OK. And we'll click apply. And we'll click update. Now, next what we're going to do is we're going to add a 2-column row. So we'll come up here and we'll click add elements. And we'll click row. And we're going to choose this large left row. Choose that one. We'll click apply. And in our row settings, what we're going to do is we're going to change the spacing here, column spacing, to collapse. That gets rid of the spacing here between the columns. We're going to change the column style to solid. And we're going to change the width to custom. And we're going to type in 1400 pixels. There we go. So we'll click apply. And we'll update that. Okay, so what we're going to do in this first column, I'm going to open that, and we're going to add a title. So we'll come up to the search box and we'll type title. Click title. And we're going to make it say, we'd love to hear from you. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to change the tag to H2, make it bigger, and we're going to change the size to 110%. Just drag this. You can use your up and down arrows on your keyboard if you want. Might be easier. There we go. And we're going to change the color. So I'm going to click this. Actually, I'll come down here and open the website folder because I provide the color for you, the color hex code. So we'll go to our website folder, Flotsam course, contact page, colors. We'll open this. And we'd love to hear from you. Here's the color right here. So we'll copy this. I'll minimize this. I'll just close that. We'll click the color box here. Right in this white box, we'll right click and paste. There we go. And we'll click choose. It's a nice dark blue color. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to add a text element. So we'll come down here, we'll click this plus sign. Actually, let's click apply first so it applies our changes. And we're going to type, we can just come down here and click text. And we'll just leave that the way it is. We'll click apply. We'll use the paragraph text. That looks good. We'll leave the changes like it is default. We'll click apply. And let's go ahead and update to save our changes. Okay, next we're going to add a form. So we'll click the plus symbol. Come up here and we'll type form. We'll click form. And what we're going to have to do now is click apply and update because now we have to go back and we have to create our form. So let's go ahead and we'll go to the front of the page here. And we'll go to dashboard and I'm going to right click and open link in new tab because we don't want to keep that. I want to keep this page here. We'll come back to it. We're going to come back down to plugins, click install plugins. We're going to click the contact form 7 settings. And we're going to click over here, add new. And we'll call this form contact page. Next, we're going to click form. And we're going to go ahead and just delete this because I provide the code for you to put in here. So we'll go back to our website folder, contact page, text, contact page form code right here. We'll open this and we're just going to copy all this here. So right click and copy, and I'll go ahead and close that. I'll just minimize this, right click and paste. There we go. Now we're going to save our changes over here. So now we'll go back to our front of our page, go back to the UX Builder. We'll open the first column here. We'll double click on form. We're going to choose our contact page form that we just created. There we go. Click apply and we'll update. That looks good so far. And you can see we have a nice form here. We even have a drop-down menu where they can choose. And that looks really nice. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to put the content in the second column. So let's go ahead and we'll come up here, go back to the menu, and we'll open the second column here. And we're going to click add the column. And we're going to add a title. So we'll type title. Click title. And this one we are also going to do the same. So we're going to change the wording to contact info. We're going to change this to an H2 as well. And we're going to change the color just like the other one. So we'll come back down here to the folder. Go back to contact page, open colors. And here's the color right here. It's the same exact color as the other one we did. So I'll go ahead and close that, minimize this, right click and paste, and we'll click choose. And we're going to change the size to 110% as well. So I'm just going to move this over and then use my down arrow on the keyboard, bring it down to 110%. Perfect. Okay, so click apply and we'll click update. Next, we're going to add text. So come up here and we'll click add to column and we'll add text. That looks good. And we're going to go ahead and click apply. We'll leave it default. Next, we're going to add a divider. So we'll click add to column. Type in divider. We'll click divider. And the only thing we're going to do here is we're going to change the size to 320 pixels. So we'll click and we'll just drag up. Come back down, click, drag again. And one more time until we get to 320 pixels. There we go. And you can see our divider is a lot wider now. So we'll click apply and we'll update that. And next we're going to add some more text. So we'll just duplicate this text element. And we'll go back and we're going to go ahead and click and just drag this down below the divider. There we go. We'll double click on this. We'll open the text editor. Actually, we're not going to open the text editor this time. I'm going to show you how to use this HTML text editor. So we'll just highlight that and delete it. And we'll go back down to our folder. Back to contact page. Click text. And we're going to click this, open this one here, contact information, HTML text. And we're just going to copy this. I'll close that, minimize that. We'll right click and paste it in here. And you can see that this is actually HTML code. That's why you have all these tags like the paragraph tag, the break tag. But when we paste it in there on the page, it is formatted. So now you can go back into the open text editor. And here you can change the information to fit what your story is. And if you don't have hours, you can just get rid of that. You should have an address probably and call phone number and a text number if you want. So just click OK. We'll click apply. And we'll update that as well to save our changes. Next, we're going to add in our divider. So we'll go ahead and we'll duplicate this divider. And we'll go back. We'll just click and drag that below the text element. And we're going to duplicate this text element as well. Go back and we'll click this one and drag below the divider. So we'll double click this text, open the text editor, and we'll go ahead and we'll delete this. I'm going to type get social in all capitals. We're going to highlight that text. I'm going to change it to an H3. I'm going to change the size to 150%. Nice. Next, we're going to change the color. So we'll come up here and we'll click the text color. I'm going to create a custom color. So we'll click custom. And I'll go back to the website folder here. And I'll go to the contact page colors. Open this. And here's the color we're going to put in there. Just copy the numbers. You don't have to copy the hashtag. And we'll go ahead and highlight that, right click and paste. And then we'll click down here. And you can see it changes to the dark blue color. So we'll click OK. Perfect. We'll click OK again. And now we'll click apply. And we'll update that. Next, we're going to add our follow icons. So we'll click add to column. And we'll just type in follow. Click follow icons. And we're going to change this to fill. And we're going to just start putting in our links. Normally you put in your Facebook page URL, Instagram, all your page social profile URLs here. But I'm just going to use hashtags. And you can see as I add the hashtag link, they'll show up on the page here. There we go. We'll click apply and we'll update. And we just created a beautiful professional looking contact page. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like on the front. Okay, if that ever happens, we can just go back to here. And what we'll do is we'll go to visit site. Drag that over, and then we'll go to contact. There we go. Beautiful. So we've got our contact form. We have our nice header image, title. We have our titles here. We'd love to hear from you. Contact info. We have our contact information on the right-hand side here. Our social profiles. They can go to our social media pages. And we'd love to hear from you. Contact form. So let's go ahead and we'll just fill this out. Let's create a fake email. Choose a subject. And we get this nice thank you message down here. Thank you for your message. It has been sent. And I always recommend that you test your contact forms and make sure you're getting the email from the form before you go live with your website. And of course, we have our beautiful footer down here as well. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to customize the shopping cart page, the checkout page, and the My Account page.